2 decades and he still comes.
How you doing, buddy? I've always thought it was something we could revisit, but it was, it certainly wasn't what it became now, 20 years later. The fans weren't screaming for it in the first, 5, 6 years, 7 or 10 years, but in the last 5 years or so, they've really, said we want the sequel. It's still funny. It's still timeless.
They're still laughing at the same jokes.
Still laughing. It was like putting on an old shoe. The character was familiar. The characters were familiar. Yeah. There was Lloyd. There was Harry. It's like we had done the first one 2 weeks ago.
We were constantly adding to the piece. So always working on new things. Always working. There's a great script to begin with, and then you just never leave it alone. Because usually the greatest things in the movies are the things that you on the fly come up with and go, let's try this, because it's still new to both of you, and that's when like you come up with some magic sometimes.
Mary Samsonite was just a girl. That's it, kid. Come on, spit it out. God, yeah. It's a temporary business, and to last decades. Just as one thing, to be asked to do drama, I'm in. But then to be guys who can do both drama and comedy in a business that really just wants you to do the one or the other, not both. I mean, I think that's a huge victory for both of us over the years.
It's great for him too, because he's like, I expected to be in comedies and be, the comedic guy, but he's like a serious, serious actor. I do serious acting, but he's like a legitimate guy, and I said the other night, did you ever expect to be part of like a classic comedy team? And it's really, something different.
It's wonderful to be considered that. I told Jim 6 months before we shot, I said, we have a chance with the sequel to be one of those duos. At least be in the room with some of the really great ones. Maybe just barely in the room, but in the room.
We're part of the comedy cosmos together.
Yeah.
Look! There's the Jeff and Jim constellation.
Well, it's not difficult to manage 2 crazy actors because there's only one crazy actor, Jim. And Jeff is, the way they work, they're both great guys, but they work quite differently. Jim is all over the place. He tries all different things. That's the way he works. He wants to, each take different. And Jeff's the reactor. Jeff just waits to see what Jim will do and then goes with him, which is the perfect working relationship. That's why they make each other so good.
It's ringing!
Whoever this is, we're in the middle of something very important here.
This is your dad.
What? Hey guys, I know this is weird timing, but I gotta take this. It's my dad.
She's got me on hold.
Well, 20 years ago, every actor in Hollywood passed on this movie. Every actor, like every actor. 150 actors, nobody wanted to do the movie until Jim Carrey came along and said, yeah, I'll do that, I love that. And we didn't know who he was. Ace Ventura was not out yet, but he'd already shot it. And we got a call, they said, Jim Carrey wants to do your movie. Great, I would have taken anybody, nobody wanted to do it. So when Jim came on board, he said, who do you want? And our first choice was Jeff Daniels. And the studio said, what? Why Jeff Daniels? I said, because he's like the best actor out there. They said, yeah, but why not get a comedic actor? And there's so many of them. I said, because you don't need a comedic actor. I got Jim Carrey. And if a comedic actor and Jim Carrey work next to each other, Jim Carrey's gonna be up here and the guy's here. What we need is a world-class actor who can do whatever that guy's gonna do. And so we had Jeff come in and read with Jim. And I remember Jeff was making Jim tap dance faster, like, like, oh my God, And when he walked out of the room, Jim said, that's my guy, I love that guy.
Do you remember the first time that you met both, you two?
Yeah, it was at the callback, second audition, final audition for the first one. And I came in, Jim was there, and we read the hot tub scene.
I was there. He couldn't see me. I was behind a light that was shining in his face.
Right. It felt like an interrogation.
All I saw was my cigar smoke.
But, yeah,
all right, kid, let me see what you got.
So he came down and he sat, and we sat this far away, and he just did one of these, and then I said, oh yeah, okay. And
yeah,
we were
he was
there.
Communicating.
We were there.
He wasn't trying to score on every line.
We hadn't said a word
yet.
It was
tennis, It was great tennis. It was great, and made me feel, I don't know. insecure about my own abilities.
So
I hired him immediately.
As alone as he felt, that's how I felt.